Here we're looking at page 48 of your journal, and I want you to read about the zero product property. We have words, if the product of two expressions is zero, then one or both of them equals zero. And if A and B are expressions and A times B equals zero, then you have either A equals zero or B equals zero. So this is saying if I have two factors and I have maybe x minus 1 times x plus 5 equal to 0, then this means either x minus 1 is 0 or x plus 5 is 0. Now let's take a look at your notes. Looking at example 3, we want to solve this by factoring. Remember, we took notes in our journal on this before, and we know we have to set it equal to 0. So I want to subtract 45 from both sides, and I'll get x squared minus 4x minus 45 equals 0. Now the next step is just to factor. So think about, this is a trinomial when a is 1. So what two numbers multiply to get negative 45 but add to get negative 4? You should get negative 9 and 5. And from here, we set each of the factors equal to 0. So I have x minus 9 equals 0 and x plus 5 equals 0. Then I go ahead and solve for x. So I'll get x equals 9 and x equals negative 5. These are my two solutions. Take a look at example 4 now. And we want to find the zeros of this function by factoring. To factor this, we can see that a is not equal to 1, so this is a hard trinomial. And I'm going to use guess and check to solve for my factors. Remember, we want this equal to 0. So I know to get 2x squared, I should have 2x and x. Those are the only possible options there. Then I want two numbers that multiply to get 12, but then somehow in the middle I have to get negative 11. So I was able to figure out they're both subtractions so that we get a positive 12 at the end. And then 2x minus 3 times x minus 4, this will work. If you FOIL it out, you should get the original equation again. So now I set each of my factors equal to 0, 2x minus 3 equals 0, and x minus 4 equals 0, and solve for x. And leave x as a fraction in your final answer here. You could say 1.5, but I'm going to leave it as a fraction.